Hello. I am Joseph Jones with CrossCultureMedia. I have a very special guest with me today, Richard A. Cox Jr. Welcome to the show, Mr. Cox.
I'm glad to be here, Joseph.
Well, what's going on with you today? How's life treating you?
It's great. It's a very beautiful day here in Clinton, Maryland, where I'm located.
Well, that's good. Well, let our listeners just know something about you, or just tell us a little bit about you, something that we don't know today.
Well, my name is Richard Cox. I'm originally from North Carolina and been here in the Maryland area for about 20 years now. I'm a member of Ebenezer AME Church in Fort Washington, Maryland, with my pastors are the Reverend Dr. Granger and Joanne Browning. Been involved also with writing for GospelCity.com. Did some work also with CrossCultureMedia. And also I've worked with God Ain't No Joke, doing some PR work. So I've done a lot of different writing, and God has blessed me finally to produce my first book, I, We, Us, A Journey of Personal Growth and Development.
Okay, well, since you mentioned the book, I, We, Us, just give me an idea of what's going on. I know the subtopic is a journey of personal growth and development. So give us a little bit about that book.
Well, the book is the concept, I, We, Us. It explores the three identity dimensions of yourself. It starts off by identifying I, about yourself, about viewing how you see yourself as an individual. Then the we stage is how you view yourself as being a spouse in a relationship, or someone that you know, your significant other. And us is the third dimension, how we exploring yourself as being a parent in a family unit.
Okay.
And the book is more or less the concept of how you're trying to balance all three of those identities.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. Why did you write the book? What was going on in your mind or in your spirit that encouraged you to write this book?
The book came from the concept of when my son was born. This is a true story where one day when he was a baby and I was changing him, it came to me with the idea, the thought, like, I'm really going to be responsible for my son. And I kept thinking at that time in my young age, it's like, there are things still, I'm being young, I would like to do, the things I still want to do with my wife. And now there's going to be this thing with my son to include as a family. And I felt something pull out of me to feel like this is quite a bit to do, all three things.
Wow.
And as I started talking with God and trying to understand what I was feeling, the concept came to me, I, we, us. And what that was expressing is those dimensions of me being as an individual, me being a husband in a relationship in my marriage, and also now being a dad for my son. And I wanted to find out or think, how am I going to keep balance, to keep doing all these different things as I journey through my life. So I know that I always in the book explore about taking time to do things for yourself, do things with your wife, and then do things as a family, and try to think of different creative ways to do that.
Well, you know, that is so powerful, because the family, I don't care what the media has said, there's nothing like a strong family that has a strong biblical foundation with Jesus the Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And
So true. And that's been the whole thing with myself, because I've been a Christian for so long, and that's the thing that God was speaking to me about this journey and the relationship, and trying to be an example to other people that are not saved, and trying just to keep that balance.
Well, that's very powerful. That's very powerful. Now, from an entrepreneur perspective, what is the process in writing a book?
The process in writing a book is basically trying to think of a message you want to send and focus on. I think a lot of times is we want to write a book and share it, and we think that we want everybody to read it, and they're going to enjoy it because it's from your perspective. And a lot of times what happens is some people get disappointed because once they go to different publishers and try to pitch the message of the book, they're turned down in a way because their perspective is trying to narrow things down of who are you trying to target the book for, what sells. Like in my case with my book, I, We, Us, it's geared toward kids that's being mentored in a mentoring program like in high school, college students, people that are married, couples in different retreats, that would speak also to family issues. So a lot of times whenever you're going to start the process, but think about once you complete the process, how would my book be marketable into what market?
Well, that's really powerful, and I am really encouraged by the powerful title, first of all, and then just the basic journey of personal growth and development. I think that is just so awesome. If our listeners today, you know, as each person is listening, and all of us always reminisce about what we can do to reach our own dreams in life. So what would you tell our listeners if they wanted to write their own book?
I would tell them to start writing the process and try to basically just take your time into an outline of what you want to accomplish, whether it's something fictional or non-fictional. And let the book that you're writing come from a truth that will speak to anyone. That's universal. And basically, if you want to make sure that you're writing it for a Christian audience, that basically that Christ is involved to give inspiration to those and empower people, that'll you have a positive effect.
Okay, that's good to know. I'm really just honored to know that we have men of God who is sharing such a powerful message in a book, and then also that we have Christian men and women, for as far as in this life, who can be successful as believers of Christ.
Yes. I think that's why I think where God is saying in the last days He'll pour out His Spirit on all flesh.
Right.
And I think you have to understand when the Spirit falls on you, what is the gifting, if it is in writing, if it's in singing, if it's in ministry, that you will let the Spirit unfold and manifest in your life, in your story, because we all go through different tests and trials, but we have to take what we've gone through and have to decide how do we share that message of victory that God has brought us through different journeys.
Well, that is rich. That is so powerful and with such great foundation. If you will, how can we purchase this book, or can you give us additional information about your website or whatever you have that our listeners can purchase this book?
Yes, the book is available on Amazon.com. Also, it has the Kindle version, or if the listeners would like to go to my website, is http://richardacox.tatepublishing.net. And that's a way to go directly that you can buy it through the publishing company. It's also available on barnesandnobles.com.
Well, that is powerful. We are so grateful that you took the time out of your busy schedule to communicate with us and talk to us at CrossCultureMedia. And I would like to say thank you to our listeners. For inspiration, interviews, videos, and more, visit CrossCultureMedia.org. You have been listening to Mr. Richard A. Cox, Jr., one of his books, I, We, Us, a journey of personal growth and development. Thank you, Mr. Cox.
Thank you.